Aisha always hated the silence before sleep. It was in that silence, when the city's hum faded and her apartment was drowned in shadow, that her body betrayed her. The first time it happened, she thought it was only sleep paralysis. She had been lying in bed, staring at the ceiling fan, when her chest tightened and her vision blurred. Then, with a wrenching sensation like her soul snagging on barbed wire, she found herself floating above the bed. Her body lay beneath her, still, eyes open but unblinking. Her lips moved faintly, as though whispering words she could not hear. Aisha panicked. The air was thick, pressing in on her, filled with a low hum, like a swarm of unseen insects. And then a sound. Breathing, not hers, heavy and deliberate. Somewhere in the dark corner of the room, she spun or thought she spun, for she had no weight, no bones and glimpsed movement. Something stepped out of the corner. It was her. Or rather, something wearing her shape. Its eyes were black voids, swallowing the faint glow of the street lamp, leaking through the blinds. Its mouth stretched to wide, a grotesque parody of a grin. Her heart or whatever pulsed inside this weightless form lurched. She tried to scream, but only silence echoed back. The double leaned over her physical body, placed its long, trembling hands on her chest, and pressed down. She heard ribs creak, flesh tear. Her body's mouth opened in a soundless howl. Aisha lunged forward, pulled back into herself with a violent jolt, and gasped awake. It should have ended there. But the next night it happened again. And again, always at 3:07 a.m. Each time, she tore free from her body, hovered helplessly, and watched the shadow self draw closer. Sometimes it only stood there, at the edge of the bed, watching her chest rise and fall. Other nights, it whispered things she almost understood, syllables warped and guttural, the way a voice sounds through cracked speakers. By the fourth night, she could not tell whether she was awake or asleep. Her reflection in the mirror blinked slower than she did. In the shower, she swore she saw another arm, ghostly pale, reaching out past her shoulder. On the fifth night, she barricaded her bedroom door and set her phone to record. At exactly 3:07, the familiar tearing began. She floated upward, weightless, cold. The thing was waiting, closer than before, hovering inches from her body. Its skin looked wet, like something dredged up from the bottom of a river. It turned its head toward her and spoke with her own voice. "You don't belong here anymore." "I do." It lunged, slamming into her with impossible speed. She felt herself ripped apart, strands of light unraveling, her consciousness splintering like shattered glass. Her scream echoed without sound, and then she woke to daylight streaming through her blinds. Her phone was still recording. With trembling hands, she played the video. For the first 3 minutes, it was only the sight of her asleep. Then, at 3:07, her body jerked, sat upright, and smiled directly at the camera. It was still smiling when the clip ended. Now, days later, Aisha sits at her desk, typing this account with steady hands. Her friends say she seems different, calmer, eyes just a little too dark. And every night, at 3:07 a.m., somewhere far away in the dark, the real Aisha screams, unheard, as the echo of herself laughs in her stolen skin.